Good morning, water keepers. As we continue this journey of working with our waters, I really wanted to talk to you all about working with your emotional waters, especially when uncomfortable emotions arise, and how to embrace them and actually love them, to love our uncomfortable emotions as part of our healing and wholeness and wellness journey. Working with our emotional waters is such a foundational and important part of this process of being a water keeper of your own waters. When I look at the statistics that, 1 in 4 Americans are suffering from mental health symptoms, and 1 in 6 Americans are taking a psychiatric medication to manage these symptoms, I just feel like there's something that's really wrong with that. It's either something's really wrong with our environment and what we're exposing ourselves to, and how we've decided to frame the problem and address it. So I'm going to say, try to release everything you've been taught about how to work with your emotions and come to this with maybe a fresh perspective and a fresh approach. And first and foremost, humans are emotional beings. That's just a part of who we are. We are by nature, by design, emotional beings. We are meant to be emotional. Our emotions are a very important part of who we are and how we feel and how we express ourselves. And when we don't allow ourselves to embrace this part of ourselves, that is when the problems arise. And especially those of us who are deep feelers. If you are drawn to water, you are a deep feeler. That is just what I've observed and witnessed in myself and others, that people who are drawn to water are a very deep emotional feelers. So first and foremost, just honor that your emotional waters are a part of who you are. And when you honor your waters, you honor your emotions. When you honor your emotions, you're honoring your waters. And if you're a deep feeler and you have big emotions, it's important to honor the depth of your emotions. We love the oceans because of the depth and breadth and expansiveness of it. And if we told the ocean, why don't you make yourself more of a river or a lake? That would not be honoring the depth of the oceans. So whatever the volume of your emotional waters are, first and foremost, honor your unique volume of your emotional waters. And I truly believe that every person has the capacity to hold and manage their emotional volume. It's just about learning the skills. And the first and foremost is it's just recognizing and allowing yourself to be an emotional person with whatever breadth and volume of emotions you have. So many of us have been taught to suppress our emotions, avoid our emotions, to not express our emotions, or to be ashamed and embarrassed of how emotional we are. And that in and of itself causes a backlog, causes a disconnection from our waters, which cannot allow us to feel well and whole. If we disconnect from how emotional we are, we're disconnecting from a huge part of who we are. We're disconnecting from our waters. So first, just really honoring that you are an emotional being, honoring the breadth and volume and depth of your emotional life, and allowing yourself to feel it and express it. And especially when the uncomfortable emotions arise, those uncomfortable emotions are opportunities for us to tend to those younger inner child parts of us. And for most of us adults, let's just say if you were born before the year 2000, if you're born sometime in the 1900s, most of us adults did not receive the emotional education and holding that we needed in order for our emotional lives to feel safe and validated. And so a lot of this is inner child healing around when we encounter our big emotions, is about allowing ourselves to feel them and really loving them. So that might feel like a new concept. If you have an uncomfortable emotion arise, to welcome it as a healing, to welcome it as inner child healing for yourself, and then to actively tend to it like you would to a younger child who's having an emotional expression. You're going to tend to your own uncomfortable emotions with loving attention and space, and also like actively send this part of you that needs your love and needs your care. As we do this water work, we're uncovering layers of ourselves that need healing. Water soothes and heals and purifies, and it reveals layers of us that still need healing. So if you encounter a layer that hurts, and it hurts through showing you that I have uncomfortable emotions that are arising here, I feel pain, I feel emotional pain, hurt, sadness, anger, shame, anxiety, fear. If you encounter that layer, instead of doing what maybe you've been taught, which is like trying to avoid it, trying to ignore it, trying to minimize it, being ashamed that you have this, being embarrassed that you're feeling this, instead welcome it. Welcome this as an opportunity to really embrace your emotional layers and to love this layer, love this uncomfortable emotion, and love this part of you that really needs your loving embrace and attention to heal it, to heal this part of you, this part of your emotional waters that never got to be seen, felt, and expressed, or held and witnessed and embraced by validation and acceptance and love and compassion. So you can do that too for yourself now. And you can use water as an ally. I love going down to the waters and asking them to hold me and soothe me and love me, loving these parts of myself. So try that. Try when you reach a layer of discomfort, a layer of emotional discomfort in yourself, and if you're doing this water work, you're going to, it's going to happen. And instead of getting frustrated or falling into a hopeless despair around it, actually welcome it. Welcome these uncomfortable emotions as an opportunity to heal another layer of yourself. These are like ecological, geological layers of your own being that are being brought to the surface for healing. And whenever we encounter something uncomfortable, it's like a blessing, because it's actually something in us that is presenting itself for healing. And what we're not talking about in mental health is the healing power of your loving attention and your love. Love is the highest vibration of healing energy there is. So if you can really tap into loving this layer of yourself, these uncomfortable emotions that need your love and attention, then you're really going to heal this layer of yourself. And use water as an even bigger holding of you. If you feel like you can't hold yourself, let water hold you and let water love you. Because these are your emotional waters, and this is how you honor your emotional waters. And when you infuse your emotional waters with your love, and let the emotional waters of our planetary waters hold you in their love and care, this is how we restore yourself to greater and deeper healing, and restore our planet to greater and deeper healing. So this is a reminder of how to work with your uncomfortable emotions by honoring them, feeling them, witnessing them, and then holding them in your love. Okay, all right, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, reach out and let me know. Okay, take care.